Hola familia, it's Alex. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. So today we're doing Pan Those Eyeshadows update. You guys know this is one of my favorite project pans that I do on my channel, and today I have exciting news for you guys. We'll see if we hit pan on anything. If not, I will tell you all the tallies, everything you need to know. As far as my personal rules for this project pan will be down in the description box, and I will also tag the creator Miss Alexi here on YouTube. I believe she is taking a little bit of hiatus recently. I haven't seen her in a while, but she is the creator. She did start it this year. I'm not sure if she's gonna continue it or not, but I do follow her on Instagram, so I know she has a lot of fun stuff that she's doing on her own personal time. So anyway, we're here for a Pan Those Eyeshadows update. But first, if you're new to my channel, welcome to the familia. My name is Alejandra. I'm an eyeshadow enthusiast with a dash of project pan. That is something that interests you. Subscribe, join us, and now let's get on with this update. Okie dokie, you guys. So we have our update here. Don't mind my hair, you guys. I literally washed it today. Did not feel like doing crap to it since it is raining today and tomorrow. Shocker. So I just put my hair up like this. I could care less. Anyway, so I'm going to give you guys the tallies, and if there are any looks that I've done with these eyeshadows that are different from last month, I will post them on here. Some of these shades are new and you haven't seen a look with them, so I'll post them, and if I don't have a look, you'll see them next month if they continue to be in this project pan. So you may not see a look with each shadow every single time because it's probably redundant since I'm using certain shadows a specific way, and if you've seen it already in last month's update, you probably already seen it in this one. So just bear in mind, if you don't see a look, if you check out last month's update, you're probably going to see it with that specific shadow. So let's get started with the least shadow that I've used this month, and that is my Kat Von D Shade and Light Glimmer. Is it the Shade and Light Glimmer Eye Contour Palette? The shade that I rolled in was called Jasper. This is like a nice, it's a really nice brown with beautiful sparkle in it. This shade, I have only used it twice. Today is the second time I've used it, but I did mix it with a different shade in here. So on my lower lash line, you really can't tell, but it made a beautiful purple under my lower lash line with a different shade. So I've only used it 2 times. When I rolled it in, I had used this a handful of times, not much. And now you can see where I've dipped my brush in here, but not too much. I don't know if I'm going to hit pan on the shade at all, to be honest with you guys, because these seem to be deep, but this is a bit powdery. It's beautiful. The way that I've used this, 1 on my lower lash line, 2, I put this all over a cream shadow, and it looked so beautiful. It gave me a really nice reddish, because of the tone of the shadow that I used, the cream shadow, gave me a nice red bronzy look. Made my eyes stand out. I really liked it. I've only used it twice, so I have 16, 20 uses, so 18 more uses left to hit pan or to use up for 20 times. Since I haven't been using this one this much, this is going to be in the forefront for this time around. So in the month of July, you might see this one a lot in my lower lash line or all over the lid. It's beautiful. I don't feel like it's a chore. It is a neutral shade, but I feel like it is a really, really pretty shadow. So I'm not mad about it. And it does have fallout in it, so I do have to either wet it or put it on a base, because if not, I'll get like sparkle. It's not a lot, but I do see I get sparkle on my face if I do wear this shade. So 2 times I've only used it, but that's fine with me. Hoping I can hit pan, I don't know. Next up is my Menagerie Sky Puppy. This is the Flight Club palette. When I rolled this in, you guys know, and I've used this, I've done reviews on this palette, so it's kind of used, but not a lot, and these are very, very pigmented, so I don't know if I will hit pan. And now as you guys can see it, you can see that I've used it. You can definitely tell that I've used it. I've only used this 5 times, including today. This is the shadow that I have on my lower lash line mixed with Jasper to give me this deep plummy look. This shadow is a lot more fuchsia than purple. But if I mix it in with Jasper, it gives me a really nice sultry, plummy shade with sparkle to it. Because this is a matte and Jasper has that sparkle to it, it kind of gives me a beautiful look. That was accidental. I just wanted to mix them 2 together to see what I would get, and it came out to be a beautiful, beautiful shadow. This one I have used mainly as in all over the lid or on the outer V. I have yet to use it. This is the first time I use it on my lower lash line today. I haven't really used it as a liner, which is what my intentions are going forward, is to kind of use it as a liner to give it more like a colorful liner look for the summer. I think this is a beautiful shadow and I can incorporate it a lot. Like with this, I can incorporate it with oranges and pinks, and this shade will look beautiful with it if I want to do like a nice sunsetty type of look on my eyes. Now, I don't know if I'm going to hit pan. One of you guys had mentioned that you did hit pan on one of these Menagerie shadows. It was a matte and it was more of like an everyday shade for you. So I don't know if I will hit pan on it. I can see the little dip in here going when I look at it, but it's so pigmented, but it is very powdery too. So I have to be careful. I can't dig in here because I get powder all over and I'm wasting the product. So I don't know if I'll hit pan. I might have a dip in here, but not necessarily a pan. I've only used this 5 times, like I mentioned, so I have 15 more uses. Or to hit pan, I think I'm just gonna hit the usage goal and not the pan. And that's fine with me because at least I got used to it. And out of all the shade, I really like this one because this is more of a summery shade. So this one also will be up front and center with Jasper, so I can get my usage goal or hit pan on both of those. All right, next up, this one is the Lime Crime Venus XL 2 palette. This is the second time this has been in this project pan, second round. Last month, I had used this a good handful of times. What did I say, like about 10 times or so. I've been using this as an inner corner highlight, so I had a nice dip going on in the shade Radiant, and now when you guys see it, it is a nice dip in here. I have used it 20 times, but these shades, like I mentioned, are very, very deep, so I didn't expect to hit pan on this one. I enjoyed it. It's not my favorite shade in here, but I did get a nice time using this whole entire palette. I really dug into this palette, really played around with it. It's a nice, subtle palette with color to it. It's soft. It's a very soft feminine palette. You'll see this in the ranking and I'll talk about it more, but I was happy to say that I've been able to play around with this whole entire palette and not make it go to waste, because I know that this was brand new when I rolled it in 2 months ago. So at least now the palette has been used and one shade looks more abused than the rest, and that's fine. So this is going to get rolled out because I did hit my usage goal. Unfortunately, I did not hit pan, and I didn't expect to hit pan because I had a feeling these pans were going to be deep. Up next is my single. This is the Kat Von D Iggy. This is also the second time that this has been in this project pan. Last month I had told you guys I've only used it like 3 or 4 times, so this was the shadow that I was using up front and center. I used this mainly as a liner, like I would smudge it on my upper lash line, I would smudge it on my lower lash line. I used it a few times as an outer V. You could see that I had a little bit of a dip in the last month, and now you guys can see that I really have a nice dip in here. These pans are very, very deep. So I didn't expect to hit pan on it. I have used it 20 times and that's as far as I've been able to get it. This is a beautiful shadow as an eyeliner. It is stunning because it really stands out. It's deep enough to hold, you know how like some colorful shadows are way too light, that when you put them on as a liner, they kind of like just blend in with your shadows. This one has such nice depth, but brightness all in one. And the fact that it is a shimmer, but it's not glittery, that when you use it as a liner, it really stands out. It really shows from a distance that you're wearing a green liner, but it's a very beautiful green liner. It's not too deep, it's not too light, it's not too shimmery, it's not too matte. It's perfect. It gives you that, it catches the light very nicely. I really liked it a lot. So I used it a ton like a liner. So I'm rolling this out because I have hit the 20 use goal. I didn't hit pan. I have a feeling that if I use this another 20 times, I probably would have hit pan on it. So if it does get rolled in the future, I might be able to hit pan on that eventually. Last but not least is the Flower Beauty Jungle Lights palette, and I rolled in Amazon. This is the first time that it was in this project pan. When I rolled it in, I have used this eyeshadow, but I didn't know the depth of it. I didn't really know how deep, how much I was going to use this palette. And as you guys can see now, I have actually hit pan on that shadow. I had a feeling that I was going to hit pan because the actual shadow was very soft to the touch. I didn't expect to hit pan in the usage that I did. I only used this 6 times, you guys. And out of those 6 times, 5 of those times were using it with my finger. I literally just would wiggle my finger in there and then pat the shadow on my lid, because if I swiped it through, it would just stick to my lid like the skin and it would make it look crepey. But if I would pat it on, it looked beautiful. It didn't take much. The last time that I used this, I actually grabbed a liner brush to do it on my lower lash line, and I ended up hitting pan right there. It's not that deep of a pan, which surprises me, which means that I could probably hit pan on all these other shades. It didn't take that long, and I really was not digging, you guys. I genuinely was not digging. If you press down on these shadows, you can move the shadow easily because it's very crumbly. So I made it a point to not. I would just put my finger in there and just wiggle a little bit, and it made a nice dent. You could see where my finger is. You could tell that I was using my finger, and the last time just was with a brush. It was a beautiful shadow. I really enjoyed it, and I loved mixing it in with other shades. I love mixing this in with browns. I love mixing this in with even this shadow in here. It looked really, really pretty. It gave me like a nice pinky purple gold, like a shifting kind of like Frosé from Tarte, where it gives you that pinky gold shift. Is really, really beautiful. I loved mixing it with other shades. I was actually on a roll using this almost every day, and then I hit pan on it, which was kind of like a bummer, because I was like, oh, I really like this shade, and then it just hit pan easily on this one. So this is going to get rolled out. I'm very happy that I was able to hit pan. Now this one won't be in the ranking because, again, they're all shimmery shades, so I only use this one. So I won't put this in my ranking. My ranking of my palettes coming up probably sometime this week, but I'm happy I hit pan on this. So we have at least one pan this update. Okie doke, you guys. So let's see. So I am gonna continue to keep these two in this running. These will be the second time these are coming in. These are gonna be the ones that I'm gonna be using mainly up front and center, which means I will be rolling in 2 palettes this month and a single. So we're gonna see what we're gonna roll, but before I roll anything in, let's look at all the color stories that I have had up until this point. You guys, so let's start out with the single. So I have them all on my wheel. This is Tiny Decisions app. I put all of my singles in here. So we're just gonna go ahead. Let me turn on the volume so you guys can hear it, because I know you guys enjoy hearing the sound of me clicking away. So here we go, you guys. Hopefully you guys can see that. Ardency in Tarte. Okay, so that is an actual eyeshadow, like a Z palette with a bunch of singles in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll in. We're going to see how many I have in there, and then we'll roll in to see which single shadow I'm going to do. So let me go into my eyeshadow palettes, and we're going to roll in 2 eyeshadow palettes. So here we go. I lowered the volume just in case it was too loud for you guys last time. Juvia's Place Bronzed Rustic. That is one of my newest palettes that I have in my collection. That's actually so awesome, because that's perfect for this time of year. I'm excited about that one. All right, let's see what the second one is. Oh, Lord have mercy. Colored Rain Cheers to the Beauty palette. So let me pull everything out, and then we're gonna see what randomization we're gonna get of each palette. This is actually exciting. I'm very happy with this one. All right, I'll be right back. All right, you guys, so here is the Ardency In singles that I have. I depotted them as well as my Tarte ones, which I also depotted. These were all singles that came in magnetic little things. I just took them all of their magnetic singles and put them all in a Z palette. So here is what it looks like. I believe the first row up until the second row is the Ardency In, and then the bottom row is all Tarte. So there's 20 shades in here. So now we're going to use this pretty random. So we're going to go across to see which shade I will be panning as my single. 15, 11, 12, 13, 14. Exactly what I thought. So this is number 15 right over here, and this is a Tarte one. This is Tarte Pop Rock. As you guys can see, it is brand spanking new. I've never used it. This one is not that old. I believe I got these last year when they were on sale for like $3, $4 a piece on Tarte's website. So here is this one. That looks beautiful with these. Okay. So we're going to be using that one. I'm going to keep it in its Z palette so to see if I should take advantage and kind of play around with these other singles in it too. So this is our third one, as you guys can see right there. Now let's move on to this one. Obviously there are 6 shadows in here. Lord have mercy, please do not make me have that orangey red because I'm not ready for it. Okay, so we have 1 through 6. 4. Okay, it's this dark chocolate brown right over here. I don't know if I'll hit pan on this one, but at least it's a beautiful neutral shade that I can actually use with the Tarte one. So that makes me happy. Here we go. Here is the 4th shade, and then the Colored Rain Cheers to the Beauty, which is perfect for 4th of July. Doesn't it look like 4th of July? Okay, so here we are. I don't know if I should include this because, well, I'll include it. It's a highlighter down here. So I don't know. Maybe I'll just stick to these shadows and not include the highlighter. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 shadows. So we're going to put 12 in here. Come on. And of course, we're going to go across, as you guys know. Number 2. Oh my goodness. It is this matte shade right over here called Powder Room. Okay. That was completely unexpected. We went way neutral this month with 1 pop of color. So here is our color story, you guys. I actually think I could do it. This is my thing. You might be upset, but I personally am not. The month of June, July, August, I tend to wear the least amount of eyeshadow, or I have less fuss when it comes to my makeup because I am very hot and humid. It's very hot and humid here. My kids love to be outside. We ride bikes. We're at the park. We're outside. We're in a pool. We're at the beach. We're always doing outdoorsy things. We're a very outdoorsy family. So we always tend to do things outside. So with that said, this color story works with my flow because I could just take 2 shades and I'm happy. I could take like this one and this one. You know what I mean? Like this isn't very colorful where I feel like I need to compensate for the colorful eye look with the rest of my face. If I have a very, very bare, no makeup and then I could just use this one and this one on the lid, I can still get use out of my pan those eyeshadows and still get a look that goes with whatever my face complexion is. So I'm actually happy. Some of you guys may not be as excited because of the fact that I like more color, and that's okay. I'm good. This palette I have only used maybe once or twice. The last time I used this, you guys, I recorded a video, and I was actually filming, and I had the raccoon up on my attic. If you guys ever watch that video, this is the palette I used, and I haven't used it since because it always reminds me of the darn raccoon. Yeah, so I'm happy with this one. This one I'm very excited because I can get more use out of it. I've already ranked it, so I guess I'll rank it again. You guys don't mind me ranking, so I'll rank it again. And then this excites me because these singles I can get use out of. I have used a few, as you guys can see in here, but not every single one of them. So this will give me an opportunity to kind of play with more of these because I really should use these. Ardency In is a really good brand that used to be around, and then these Tarte singles seem to be really, really good. So overall, these 2 are going to be up front and center, you guys. But the new shades that I got will definitely help me. And I wouldn't be surprised if some of these already get the 20 uses or pan. I don't know how deep these 3 are. to even say that I will hit pan, but I have a feeling one of these three will be rolled out next month with a 20 use goal at least. All right, you guys, that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. More videos on the screen. Until then, adios.